This is Bulletstorm, a game from the creators of the Painkiller and Outrider promising the world, ultimately failing to deliver. A game that started as a Gears of War title, veered from the beaten path during production, resulting in a brand new IP with a bold statement.
It's a goddamn hackathon! You'll go around pissing off everything you meet!
Mostly, yeah.
Ditching the initial third-person camera and stealth cover-based shooter mechanics, turning into a first-person shooter centered towards creative ways of dispatching your enemies, loaded with one-liners and enough copious amounts of references to make a sailor blush. Hit the shelves in 2011 on PC, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3, even with its remaster with the help of Gearbox in 2017, bringing the game to full 60 frame rate and graphic upgrades, was not enough to save Bulletstorm from its final destiny, the depths of obscurity. Was Bulletstorm yet another gem deserving of your time, or just an overrated mess? Hi, I'm SaltyKal, and let's find out together the answer to this question.
Not the best time to bore us with your mission deeds.
This DNA bomb is set to detonate in 2 hours. My rescue squad won't arrive with a jump ship for 3 hours. Now, can you half-wits do the math and see the problem we face?
You play as Grayson Hunt, space pirate, ex-Black Ops operative, and a walking guild complex. Once part of Dead Echo, a covert kill squad unknowingly doing the dirty work of one sadistic psychopath, General Serrano. Years later, fueled by rage and remorse, Grayson gets his chance for a payback. He rams his ship into Serrano's, both crash landing on a once luxurious, now abandoned resort planet, crawling with gangs straight out of a Mad Max universe, mutants, and one very pissed Godzilla. With his only surviving squad mate, Ishii, now part man, part unwilling cyborg, Grayson tears through the ruins in pursuit of Serrano. Along the way, he's reluctantly joined by Trishka, a fierce and deeply pissed off commando from Serrano's current wet work team, Final Echo. She's got her own vendetta and zero tolerance for Grayson's sarcasm. The goal is simple: kill Serrano, escape the planet. When it comes to the story, it's trying a little too hard to be both corny like an action comedy from the 90s and early 2000s, and pull your emotional strings at the same time.
Learn, baby. You can complain about me shaving your ass later.
Ultimately, it fails in both. Dialogues are written as if a 13-year-old had just discovered swear words and put a personal challenge to see how many F-bombs and dick references he can fit every 2 sentences.
Come on, you shit whistlers. My baby's up this a ways.
What kind of clock we running?
One that has recently been fucked in the face. We get in and shut her down soon, or...
Everyone's dead. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
To the point where it becomes annoying and you wish there was a mute button. And the pacing? Pretty much, if we never stop moving, maybe you won't notice there's not much going on. Trauma flashbacks, escaping a Godzilla nest, sprinting through collapsing buildings, running from giant spinning wheels. It's stunts and action, action, action. And that's kind of the point. The game moves so fast you don't have time to question much of anything. There's no moment to soak in the world or let the story settle. It's constantly sprinting forward, hoping if it keeps the fireworks coming, you won't notice there's not much under the hood. It's a narrative on fast forward, not because it's cinematic, but because slowing down might reveal how thin the plot actually is. You get some decent moments every now and then, Ishii's struggle between man and machine.
You are going to help me. I am having a difficult time seeing how you can help me.
Trishka's begrudging and unlikely alliance, but even those are shouted through walls of bullets and profanity. There's just no breathing room. It's all bark, no build-up. So while the story isn't bad per se, it's not deep either. I really like quirky and mouthy heroes and anti-heroes as much as the next person. If I had to choose between the quirky smart mouthness of Johnny Gat and the stone cold cool presence of, let's say, someone like the Punisher, I will pick Johnny every damn time. But Gray is very difficult to relate with.
Find something around here to kill him with.
Piece of shit!
All them dirty names ain't helping.
He's loud, sarcastic, constantly angry, but not in a charming or roguish way. He's got the energy of a guy who loses online arguments then blames lag.
Internal logic indicates a low probability of survival. That, fucking computer in your skull needs some antidepressants.
The setup is solid. Revenge, betrayal, a crash landing on a hellish resort planet filled with monsters and mayhem. You've got a half-cyborg best friend, a snarky rival turned ally, and a villain you'd pay extra to punch in the throat. It's everything a gritty space action story needs. Well, at least on paper. The supporting cast picks up some slack. Ishii's internal battle with the machine's logic AI, that is generally interesting.
Be warned, Serrano is under my protection. You try to assassinate him. I will not hesitate to deal with you.
Deal with me. I'll deal with you, robot head jerkass.
And Trishka has a bite that tries to balance out the testosterone in the air, but it's not quite enough to anchor the emotional weight the game thinks it's carrying.
That's all you gotta say!
What are you up against? Ex-cons, radioactive mutants, a tentacle plant monster straight out of an R-rated Batman vs. Poison Ivy fanfic, and even a full-blown Godzilla situation that feels like someone's idea picked out of a hat. In short, the story's got cool bones, but the meat is nowhere to be found, some chewed up piece here and there left on the bone. A lot of potential, but the writing, especially in terms of dialogue, just brings it below par. In conclusion, the story is the weakest aspect of Bulletstorm, and that's said from someone who is of the minority of gamers who appreciates the effort to try to fit a plot in a game in general.
Shut up.
Warning, airlock safeties released.
Third bounty hunter this week. Rano was stroking one hell of a murder boner, man.
It's just not well executed. And if this was not enough, the game also finishes on a cliffhanger that will never be resolved. As in terms of story, I give it a 5 out of 10.
Shoot me. Do it! If you are not going to cooperate, I have no reason to allow you to live.
Damn it,
Stand aside. This is my detail. You do what I say. One more betrayal, I will snap your neck.
Bulletstorm isn't about tactics, stealth, or emotional depth. It's about booting people into a cactus and getting bonus points for creativity. It's an arcade shooter. The core gameplay loop revolves around the skill shot system. Basically, kill with style. Don't just shoot the guy, are you crazy? That's boring. Slide kick him into a wall, but not before you separate his torso from his legs with a shotgun first. Whip them for momentary loss of gravity, light them on fire and kick them off the ledge. If there was paper somewhere, it would have been glorified murder bingo. Creative names for your kills, like Voodoo when you impale them somewhere, Vertigo when thrown off the cliff, Sucker when sucked through a turbine, you get the drift. You've got the energy leash, basically a sci-fi whip, which you can use all over the place, not just help you pull down heavy objects preventing your pass, but also to pull enemies from behind cover for easy kills. A satisfying kick that ragdolls enemies like they were made of pool noodles. A compact arsenal of guns that all come with alternate charged fire modes. From shooting a mini firework like rocket from your revolver, strong enough to propel any unlucky soul, to sniper rifles with remote control bullets. It's a playground of destruction.
Accurate shot.
And all of this feeds into an arcade scoring system. More style equals more points, and equals ammo and upgrades. It's intuitive and functional. That said, once you've unlocked a few weapons and tried the greatest hits of skill shots, things start to repeat. The game keeps screaming for you to be creative, but you will likely find a few go-to combos and just stick with them. Enemies aren't the brightest either. AI ranges from confused mall security to dude who runs straight at machine gun fire with a knife. But it's never about challenge, it's about spectacle. The game practically begs you to play drunk, loud, and maybe a little angry, and honestly, it delivers on that promise. Maybe I died total of 9 to 10 times because of a mix of not paying attention and being overwhelmed through my playthrough, which took only about 6 hours to complete the campaign. Quite on the short end, if you ask me. There's a fair variety of weapons to be used, though most probably you would just stick to about maximum 3 or 4 out of them and never look at the others. The game has Overkill mode, which is in terms the New Game Plus, which you get access to once you finish the campaign. Not gonna mince words here, the shooting aspect is satisfying and has a long list of ways to explore every situation. You just need to get in touch with your inner sadist to decide how to torment, dismember, and kill anyone daring to cross your path. Around the same time of the remaster, the devs at Gearbox decided to add a new skin and voice for Gray as a paid DLC in the form of the legend himself, Duke Nukem. I'm old enough, and yes, my birth year starts with 19, so I know pretty well who Duke is. I got only one question.
Fine.
Oh, man, I don't think so. Is that robot shit waterproof?
Why? You get his likeness and his iconic voice basically overwriting Grayson entirely. Even in scripted events, others are still referring to him as Gray. Even the voice actor of Duke, I can tell he's having a hard time with the story and lines here to make them work. Jokes land like bricks, and he brings zero unique gameplay. He doesn't even come with his own arsenal. It's just Gray reskin and revoice.
Here, have another drink, Gray.
Who? I'm Duke Nukem.
Put yourself.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum. But I don't even know where I am.
I was stroking one hell of a murder boner, man.
I'd make a boner joke, but I don't even know where I am.
Ray, we're compromised here. I'm warping.
The name's Duke.
Battlefield, try and lay low
Not going anywhere. Running is for pussies.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
This came early, kiddos. And my boots got a bow on it.
Outside, you ignorant piece of
Shut the fuck up. I'm not even supposed to be in this flashback. And you've got me killing innocents? Fucker.
As if I installed some fan-made mod. He doesn't fit in this universe. It makes not even remotely sense for him to be there. It would make as much sense as if you switched Gray with Max Payne or The Punisher or Serious Sam. This was a pure, I guess, marketing ploy on behalf of Randy and friends, a free of charge commercial ad for Duke Nukem Forever, and we all know how well that one turned out.
Wow, nicely done.
Yeah?
You don't recognize me either?
I paid about €4 for the privilege of this DLC, but as much as I have fond childhood memories from Duke Nukem 3D, I got this DLC just out of morbid curiosity, and frankly, I feel duped. Satisfying gunplay and a buffet of sadistic options makes Bulletstorm a glorious sandbox of destruction. If you're in the mood to channel your inner sadist, crank the volume and treat subtlety like an endangered species, Bulletstorm absolutely delivers the goods. Skip the Duke tax. As for gameplay, I give it an 8 out of 10.
Simple repair.
When we're shit.
And a giant cloud of impending doom right behind us.
Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition is a remaster, so don't expect miracles, but honestly, it holds up surprisingly well for a game that first hit the shelves when dubstep was still a thing. Textures are sharp, lighting is good, and explosions are loud and bright. The environments are rich with detail. Abandoned resort buildings slowly collapsing under their own weight, or with your help most of the time. Tropical gardens turned into death traps, dingy underground tunnels, and scorched wastelands. It's chaotic, but never bland. Character models are a bit of a mixed bag here. Gray, Ishii, Trishka, and Serrano all look decent, but their lip sync and facial animation sits firmly in the I just smelled something weird territory. Trishka in particular emotes like her mocap was done by a store mannequin. Visually, the UI goes full arcade. Bold kill pop-ups, big score counters, flashy names for your murder tricks. It's loud, it's in your face, and it fits the tone perfectly. Oddly enough, for a game so obsessed with violent creativity, the gore level feels surprisingly tame. I've played other blood-soaked shooters where I needed a shower after turning the game off. Here, you get some blood splatter and few decapitations, but for something so over the top, the violence feels kind of restrained. Like it wants to be outrageous M rating, but still past the parental locks. Sound design, chunky and satisfying. Guns are amazing. Explosions, rumble, skill shots, audio feedback hits just right, rewarding you with every over-the-top kill. On the technical side, the remaster is rock solid. It hits 60 frame rate per second consistently with no hiccups or stuttering. I didn't play the original, but based on the footage, the jump from a locked 30 to a smooth 60 makes the whole experience feel much snappier. I did get one random crash to desktop, no error, no warning, but aside from that, no performance issues worth complaining about. Presentation, 7 out of 10.
Tick tock, tick tock. You boys nervous?
Shut your fucking trap.
Oh, baby in a grumpy mood. All that guilt building up, ain't it, boy? Oh shit, the bodies. Do something!
You're welcome.
Getting sensitive, boy? Need Papa to give you a hug and tell you you're doing a good job?
In essence, Bulletstorm is a treat. I might have sounded harsh on the story earlier, but let me make it perfectly clear. The concept is great, an exciting universe with real potential. The problem lies in the delivery, not the story itself, but the dialogue. It tries to be edgy and cool in that early 2000s 90s attitude kind of way, but ends up diving headfirst into edgelord cringe. Sometimes edginess works. Just look at Geralt, Cade 6, even Dante. They've got the oomph, a sharp mix of style, wit, and just enough bite. Here, it's all edge, no nuance. Grayson's forced one-liners, Serrano's grotesque dialogue are enough to make your eyes roll out of your skull. And maybe that's why the game never caught on.
Hey, Trishka! Another one of your boyfriends at the door!
Gee, feeling like I should make some sort of witty comment here.
Why start now?
Add to that the game's short length, about 6 hours, and you've got an experience that ends just when it starts to get good. Sure, overkill mode and echoes adds a little replay value, but not enough to feel substantial. Based on the scores from story, gameplay, and presentation that I've given, and with a small +1 or -1 now at the final chapter of the verdict, I've decided that Bulletstorm lands in the 6 out of 10 territory. It's a little above meh. A one-time ride that it's worth buying, but at the very least, make sure that you buy it at minimum 50% sale. Now I want to hear from you. Did Bulletstorm deserve better? Or is it exactly where it belongs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is SaltyKal, and thanks for watching.
Oh boy! I don't like the sound of that!
served us well.
I named him Waggleton P. Tallylicker, but I never got the chance to tell him. He will be remembered.